Hello, welcome to AutoBot YouTube channel. So today you are going to learn how you can easily code the 7 repetitively asking question which you can see in almost all the interviews. So the first one is reverse a string, second one is swap two numbers, third one is number is prime or not, fourth one is palindrome, fifth one is Fibonacci series, sixth one is a duplicate character in a string, and seventh one is Armstrong. Okay, so those who are preparing for the interviews and those who want to learn the basic coding questions, just watch the entire video and try to learn how we are coding and how you can easily crack the coding interviews. Okay, so let's start the session. So we are going to use Java as the programming language for this demo. And if you want to get this solution in different languages, please comment that in this video. I can provide you the solution. Okay, so let's start the session. For that, I'm going to use Eclipse as the IDE. Okay, and here, we have a project called AutoBot demo. So I'm going to use this project. Okay, so I'm going to create a new class. Okay, let me add a public static void. Okay, so I'm going to add the main class. What can be the name? Okay, so I'm going to name it like interview questions. Okay, so class is ready, and here you can see the main class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create separate function for all these 7 scenarios. Okay, and we can call it inside the main class, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So let me create a function like static void. What is the first one? First one is reverse a string, right? So reverse a string, reverse string. Okay, so reverse string is nothing but, suppose if you are getting a string. Okay, so in the question the interviewer may give you one string and they will tell you to write a code to reverse that and print out in the output console. Okay, so same like that we can also try the same. For that we are going to create a new variable and we are assigning a string. Okay, so I'm going to use automation. Okay, so let it be automation, or if you want to use some different value, you can choose that. Okay, so this is totally depend on what value that your interviewer is going to provide you. Okay, so this can be do it in two ways. Either if you're going for Java, you can use a string builder, or either you can use converting the string to a char and looping through the char. Okay, so string builder is nothing but it is just a class, Java class, which will help you to do different manipulation on the string internally. Okay, so first I will show you how you can use a string builder. For that, what you have to do is just you need to create a object for the string builder class. Okay, so let me give the name like obj equal to new string builder. Okay, okay, so that is done. Then what is the next part? Okay, so next part should be we are going to append to this object. Okay, so append, then what value we need to append? It should be the string that we declared at the static. Okay, so we are going to append this string to this obj. And what is the next step? Using this object we can directly reverse the string. Okay, so obj equal to obj dot. Okay, so if you click on the dot itself, we can see a lot of suggestions. So these are the different functionalities that you can use for this particular object. Okay, so this is the benefit of the string builder. So I'm going to use reverse. Okay, then you can type out the object. Okay, so here in this obj you can get the reversal string and you can directly print the output. system dot out dot print line. What should be the object? Okay, output should be obj, right? So that's it. So we have completed the first code, and for this reversal we have used the string builder. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let me call this inside our main to get the output. Okay, so here in the console you can see our string got reversed, and it printed the reversed string. Okay, so this is how you can write a basic code for reversing the string using the string builder. But in some of the interviews, the interviewer may not suggest you to go for any of the internal classes, but they will tell you to create a code using any of the loop, and you need to print out the reversed string. Okay, so let me show you how you can do that. So I'm going to create a new function, public static void. I'm going to name it like, okay, reverse string 1. Okay, so same like that, I'm going to create a string. I'm going to name it like automation. Okay, so that part is done. Then what should be the next step? We have to uh, create a character array, right? So if you want to loop through these particular characters, what you have to do, you have to convert this string to a character, right? So I'm going to do that. Okay, so let me name it like, okay, chr equal to, what I need to do, I need to convert str dot to char array, right? What is the error? Okay, so c is capital, that's the error. So that is resolved now. So we have converted our string to a character array. So what is the next step? We have to loop through these characters to print it out, right? So int I equal to chr dot length -1. As it is an array, we have to use -1. Then I greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus. Okay, and inside the loop you can use system dot out dot print line, and it should be chr of I. Okay, so that's it. So the second function is also ready. So let me show you how you can execute the function. So I'm going to add the second function inside the main class. Okay, so in the output console you can see it has reverse string, and it printed each letters. Okay, so this is how you can write the code if you are asked to write a sample code for reversing a string, and without using any internal functions. Okay, so that part is done. So the first scenario we have completed. So what is the next thing? We have to swap to numbers, right? So let me show you how you can do that. So swapping of number is nothing but, suppose if you are asked or provided two numbers, you need to swap those variables. Okay, suppose a equal to 2 and b equal to 4 means you have to swap like a equal to 4 and b equal to 2. That is the purpose. So let me write another function, public static void, let me name it like a swap. Okay, so you can do it in two ways, like either you can hard code the variables and you can just swap it, or if you want to get the input via a user interface, that also you can do. So I will show you how you can get it from a user interface. So I'm just going to declare the variable int x, then y, then temp. Okay, so these are the variables that I'm going to use. So you can name it anything. Okay, so that is okay. Then what we have to do, we need to get the input from the user, right? So what I'm going to do is system dot out dot print line, enter the two numbers. Okay, so in the console it will print like enter two numbers. Then what we have to do, we have to use the scanner, okay, scanner class to get the input, okay, input from the user. For that I'm going to give, okay, let me name it like a user. Okay, user equal to new scanner of a system.in. What is error? Okay, I think it's capital, that's why we're getting that error. Okay, so this particular class is not imported, that's why it is showing like a error. Okay, uh, okay, it should be system. Okay, so now the error is gone. Then what we have to do, we need to initialize the first variable, right? So x equal to, what we have to do, we have to user, or let me name it like a user input. Okay, user input dot next, I need to get the integer, right? So next int, then y equal to user input dot next integer. Okay, so now I have initialized two variables. So let me print like what is the current value of these variables. Dot out dot print line value of x is plus x. Okay, then and value of y is y. Okay, so we are just printing the variables. And how we can swap this? Okay, for that we have this temporary variable called temp. Okay, so temp equal to x. Okay, so we are just initializing temp equal to x. Okay, so the value of x is there in temp now, and what I'm going to do, x equal to y. Okay, so the value of x is already there with temp, and I'm going to initialize x equal to y. Okay, so the value of y is there with the x, right? So what we can do, then y equal to temp. Okay, so here in this line the value of y is getting inserted to x, and in this step y is getting initialized to temp. Temp is nothing but x, the value of x. Okay, so that part is done. Then what you can do is, I'm going to copy this same line, let me print it out here. After swapping is Okay, so let me call this a function and see how it is working. So our coding is completed. Let me execute this swap function. Okay, so enter two numbers. So what should be the first number? Okay, let me give it like 5. Then what should be the second number? Let me put it like 7. Okay, so the current value of x is 5 and the first value of y is 7. But after the swapping, the value of x got changed to 7 and y got changed to 5. Okay, so this is how you need to swap two numbers, and our code has worked fine. Okay, so the second topic is also completed. What is the next question? Next one is number is prime or not, right? Okay, so let me create a new function, prime. Okay, then what we have to do? We have to do the same steps, right? We have to get the input, and we need to confirm whether this is a prime or not, right? So we have to create few variables. Let me create few variables. First one is temp. Okay, then we have to get the number, right? For that I'm going to create a new variable called num. Okay, then we have to check whether that particular number is a prime or not, right? For that we'll have to use an boolean variable, right? For that I'm going to use boolean. Okay, let me name it like is prime equal to true. Okay, so I just initialize is prime as a true. So now we have to get the input from the user, right? So I'm going to use the same statement for getting the input. Okay, so suppose if I'm entering some 20 or 25 as the number, I need to get it in the user input, right? For that I'm going to use a scanner, or if you don't want to use a scanner, you can directly hardcode the value to this variable, okay, or to any variable. Okay, so what we have to do, num equal to user input dot next int. Okay, so the value which we are getting from the console, that will come to this number variable which we declared. Okay, so that is of type integer. Okay, so hope that is clear. Okay, so the prime numbers are nothing but, like for example, we have the number 11, right? So number 11 is not divisible by any of the numbers, right? Or if you're considering 13, the number 13 we cannot divide by any of the numbers. Or if you're considering 17, we cannot divide the number 17 by any of these numbers, right? So that is not a multiple of any of the numbers. That is the prime numbers, right? So suppose if I'm getting a number, we have to consider till half of that number to check whether that number is divisible or not, right? Suppose if I'm taking 11, I don't need to loop till 10 or till 11 to check whether that number is divisible or not, right? I need to check only the half of that number. Like suppose if I'm taking 11, I just need to loop till only 6, right? Only till 6, and I need to check whether that number is divisible or not. Okay, so let me show you how you can write the loop. Okay, for that I am going to write a for loop for int I equal to 2, because a number cannot be divisible by 1, right? Every number is divisible by 1, so we don't need to consider 1 for the division. So, okay, so the loop should start from 2, right? So I less than or equal to num by 2 I plus plus. Okay, so let me open the flower bracket, and here what we have to do, we have the temp variable, right? So I'm going to take the mode. Okay, so mode of I. Okay, I need to take the mode with the these values. I need to take the mode. So till what number it will loop, till only half of that number, like number by 2. Okay, then if temp equal to 0. Okay, so temp equal to 0 means that number is divisible by some number, right? So it's not a prime number. Okay, so we have to change this boolean number, that is prime equal to false, right? So we have initialized that as a true, and inside this if condition, if it meet like okay, the number is divisible by some number, then, and if the temp is not equal to, oh sorry, equal to 0, then we are changing the boolean to false. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to break the for loop, right? Okay, is prime equal to 1, and then we need to break, sorry, we'll have to break here itself, right? Because if we put in outside of flower bracket, even though if the condition is not true, then also it will break. Okay, so we have to put it inside the if condition. Okay, so let me copy. Okay, or you can put it like else. Okay, so you don't need to check here, right? Where is this jump? Okay, so inside this loop, if the number got divisible, it should break and it should come out of the loop. Okay, correct. And here we need to write the condition like is prime. Okay, actually we don't need to write equal to true because we already initialize it as a true, and by default inside the if it will be a true condition, right? So system dot out dot print line number is a prime. Okay, so what we are doing is inside the for loop we are looping and we are trying to divide this number num by I. Okay, so the I is nothing but it's iterative till the number by 2. Okay, and if the uh, temp value is equal to 0, then we are just assigning the is prime equal to false. Then it will break out of this for loop, and outside of this loop we are checking if is prime. uh, if it is a true, then we are considering number is a prime. Okay, it means the number is not divisible by any of the numbers. So let me call this function. Okay, it started the execution. What happened? Okay, we have to enter the number, right? Sorry, I missed to add one statement for entering the number. So let me add 11. Okay, number 11 is a prime. Okay, so it completed the execution. Let me re-execute and check it again. And inside the console, you have to enter the number. Okay, so let me enter 10. Okay, so 10 is not a prime number, that's why it's not outputting anything. Let me add one more condition, else is a not a prime. Okay, so let me execute it again. There is some error. What is the error? Okay, enter the number. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Still some error. Okay, enter the number. Let me enter 19. So 19 is a prime number. Okay, so we have completed this particular scenario also. So the next one is a palindrome series. So how you can check whether a number is a palindrome or not. Okay, so palindrome number is nothing but like suppose if I am considering 99 as a number, even though if you reverse the number also, it will give you the same output, right? Like 99, even though if you reverse also, it will give you the same number. So that is a palindrome. So let me show you how you can write a code for that. So this is same like how we did the string reversal, right? So same like that you can do that. So if you reverse something and if you compare, it will give you the same output. Okay, so even though if you reverse the string and if you compare those two variables, it should give you the same output. So that is a palindrome series. So let me show you how you can do that. Okay, so let me show you how you can write a code for checking whether a number is palindrome or not. I'm going to create a new function. Okay, so let me create a few variables. Int. Okay, so in the R, okay, then okay, let me create a sum equal to 0. Then okay, we can create a temporary variable also. Okay, so we created three variables, and we need to get the input, right? We need to get the input from the user. So I'm just copy paste this same line. Okay, so we are getting the input, and let me add this line also. Okay, so it will ask for the user to uh, enter the number, then that particular value is getting assigned to this num. Okay, then what we have to do, currently we have this number, right? So I'm just copying this number to this temporary number, because at the end we need to compare the output, right? So we need to take a backup of the input which the user is inputting, right? So that part is done. Then I'm going to use a while loop, okay, because there is no need of much condition. So I'm going to use a while loop for n greater than equal to 0, because the number which the user is entering should be greater than a 0. Okay, so that is the only iteration condition that we need to add here. Okay, so let me open the bracket. uh, so here what we have to do is we have to take the remainder. Okay, so this is one manipulation technique that you have to learn. Okay, so first we are getting the remainder. For that, what we do, we have to do number mode 10. Actually, this thing we have seen here also, right? Even if you divide that number by I, what is the remainder that we are getting? So that remainder that we are checking in the prime series, right? Here also we are doing the same. We get the remainder. Okay, then what we are going to do is we are going to sum up the number. So how we need to sum up? It's like sum into 10, then outside of that we have to add the r remainder. Okay, so this format you should aware. Number, right? Why this sum is throwing the error? Okay, sum is a small letter, that's fine. Okay, so we got the remainder, then we are going to add that remainder to this sum. Okay, then what we have to do, number equal to number by 10. We are going to divide that number by 10. Okay, so the calculation part is done, and outside of this loop what we have to do, we need to compare, right? So if the temp equal to sum, right? Should be system dot out dot print line number is palindrome. Okay, else number is not palindrome. Okay, so this is what you have to do to check whether a number is palindrome or not. I'm going to call this particular function which we created. Enter the number. Okay, so let me add okay, 200. Number is not a palindrome, right? So the reversal of this particular number is not a palindrome. Let me execute it again. Okay, so let me enter 363. Number is palindrome, right? Even though if we reverse this number, it will also give you 360, right? So number is a palindrome. Okay, so this is palindrome series, and how we need to write the code for checking whether a number is a palindrome or not. Okay, first we have to get the remainder, then you have to add up the remainder to the sum into 10. So this is just for like we know, right, like ones, tens, hundreds, like the number position values are there, so we are incrementing the remainder to that value, and here we are going to get num equal to number by 10, and at the end we are going to compare that with the some value and with the temporary value that we have take a backup at the starting. Okay, so that part is done. So what is the next series? That is a Fibonacci series, right? Okay, so our next topic is a Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series is nothing but it's a series. It's like a 0, 1, 1, then 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 2 plus 3, 5, okay, then 5 plus 3 8. Okay, so this is how this series will go, and let's see how you can create a series like this. Okay, let me go to Eclipse, create a new function, public static void fib. Okay, okay, start the bracket, and it's the same thing, right? First we have to initialize the variables, so let me initialize a few variables. Int integer number, then okay, a equal to 0, b equal to 0, then c equal to 1. Okay, so these three variables we have to use for creating the series. Okay, so let me show you how we can create that series, and before that we need to get the number from the user, right? For that I'm going to just copy paste this same lines. Okay, so it will print like enter the number, and here user will give the user input and it will get copied to this number. Okay, so that part is done, and what we have to do, we have to okay, input dot, okay, then we have to write a loop to create this series, right? For that what I'm going to do is int I equal to, sorry, I equal to 0, and the series should be less than uh, the number which we are going to enter. So this number is nothing but what is the length of the series. Okay, suppose if I'm entering 10 means the loop should work till the 10 iteration, or till 10 series the Fibonacci should print the output. Okay, so I should be less than the number which we are entering. So suppose if I'm entering 5 means it has to print the 5 series. Okay, like 0 1 1, then 2 3. Okay, till that part it has to print. If I'm going to give number as 10 means it has to give more number, and it should print 5 sorry 10 series. Okay, let me use plus plus, and the calculation part here what we're going to do, that is the important thing. Okay, so what we're going to do is a equal to b. Okay, so this is just like a swapping, as we learned in the swapping program. Okay, so a equal to b and b equal to c. So currently the value of a b is equal to 1, right? And what should be the value of c? It should be a plus b, right? So currently in the first loop the value of c will be equal to 0, because the value of a and b will be 0, sorry, it will be 1, right? Because a equal to b and b equal to c, because here the value of b will get changed to 1, right? So a plus b, it will give again 1. Then we have to print the number, right? So what we have to print, system dot out dot print line a, right? We have to print the number a, because the series will be starting from 0. Okay, series will be starting from 0 0, so the first value will be 0 if you are printing. Then we are giving a equal to b, right? So at that time the value of a will change to 1, and again in the next iteration also the value of b will be a 1 only, right? So again a will get changed to 1, so it will print 0 1 1, and again in the next iteration value of b will get changed with the c value, and so it will give you 3, sorry 2, then in next iteration it will give you 3. Okay, and here to add a space, let me add a space over there. Okay, so that's it, our scripting is completed. So here what we are doing is we are just entering the number like or the length of the series that we want, and we are just doing the swapping. Okay, a equal to b, and a and b we initialize as 0, and c equal to 1, and c equal to a plus b. Okay, so let me run this function and to show you how it is working. It is asking for the number. Let me enter 10. Okay, so here you can see 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 8, 21, 21 plus 20, 13, 34. So here it has printed the 10 series, right? So this is how your script will work. Suppose if you are entering 20, it will give you a 20 number of series. Okay, so hope this particular series is clear. Let me go to the next one. So this is completed. So let me go to the duplicate character in a string. So duplicate character in a string is nothing but, suppose if you are considering auto put. Okay, here these two characters are repeating, right? T is twice and O is twice, right? So you just need to count the number of repetition of that characters. Okay, so that's what the duplicate character in a string, or you just need to print those characters. So let me show you how you can do that. For that, let me create a new function. Static void duplicate character. Okay, so I created a function. So what is the next step? I have to get the input, right? I have to get the input from the user. Okay, so what should be the input? Or let me do one thing. Let me get it in a string itself. Okay, so let me type it like okay, str equal to, what should be the value? Okay, let me put it like automation. That is my string. Okay, which I want to check. Then I am just creating a new variable that is count, to check what is the number of iteration of that particular character. Okay, so now what I have to do, if you want to check the character wise, what you have to do, you have to convert the string to an character array, right? So let me do that. Chr equal to str dot to char array. So we did the same thing in the first code also, right? In the reverse string also we did the same thing, right? We convert that character string to a char array. So same thing that we have to do here also, right? Then what we have to do, we need to write a loop to check each character, right? So suppose if I'm considering this a, I need to check whether this a is repeating uh, in this number, right? So I have to write two loops to iterate the one by one, and once you pick up one character, it has to loop through each character to verify, right? So for that we have to write two loops. For that I'm going to first write int I equal to where is 0 0. Then what should be the size? It should be I less than equal to str, that is string dot string dot length, then I should be plus plus, right? It should iterate the value. Okay, so this string will help to fetch the value one by one. Okay, a, and what should be the next step? If you fetch a, it has to loop through each character to check whether a is repeating or not. Okay, for that we have to write another loop. So let me open up the bracket, and here also we need to start a new bracket, and here for int let me use j equal to, what should be j should be I plus 1, right? So suppose if I'm taking this a, the next value I need to consider, right, for the repetition. Okay, so j should be I plus 1, and what should be the length should be j less than str dot length j plus plus, right? And inside this, what should be the condition that we need to do? Okay, so if chr of I equal to chr of j, okay, let me put it inside a bracket. Okay, equal to j, what has to do? It has to print, right? System dot out dot print print ln ln chr of j. Okay, it has to print, and count equal to count plus 1, or we can just put it like a count plus plus. Okay, then break. So it will start the, okay, where it is closing, it is closing here. Okay, so if I has to do okay, so let me execute and see how it is working. Okay, so here you can see the numbers like T and O as a repeater. Okay, so that's how you can check. Okay, so if the number is repeated, you can break the count. Okay, or you can, sorry, you can break the inner loop. Okay, then it will go to the next variable, and again it will check inside, and it will check what is the sorry, it will check whether the number is repeating, or whether the character is repeating or not. Okay, so in this demo which I have shown you, there is no need for this count plus, but if you want to check, okay, or if you want to get the repetition or the count of the repetition of each character, you can use this count plus plus. Okay, so let me show you how you can do that. System dot print in count. So let me try to execute. Automation. Okay, so I think count equal to 0. So here we have, okay, so here we are starting, and where is this inner for loop? Okay, so outside of that we need to print the count. So let me execute it now. Okay, so 0 0 T1 O1 and other characters 0. Okay, so this is nothing but like this is just printing the iteration, or how many times that particular digit, like suppose if I'm checking A, how many times it has repeated. So if you are considering A, it is repeating twice, but here it is taking only once because it is not considering the same character, right? So what you can do is count plus 1, and here you can put it like if count equal to 0, sorry, greater than 0, then only you need to print this, right? Okay, so that's it. So now it will give you the correct output. Okay, t two times and 0 2 times. So let me check with another number. Okay, let me search with Google. We have O repetition, right? Okay, O has repeated twice. Okay, so this is how you can write the code for checking duplicate character in a string. So that part is completed. And what is the last topic? That is Armstrong number. So Armstrong number is nothing but suppose if you have the number 153. Okay, that's one sample Armstrong number. So if you take the cube of each number, each digit, and if you sum it up, you will get 153. Okay, so it's like how I can tell. Okay, so 1 into 1 into 1 plus 5 into 5 into 5 plus 3 into 3 into 3. Okay, it will give you the 153. So if you do like that, and if you get the same number, that is a Armstrong number. For example, that is a 153. So let me show you how you can write the code for that. So I'm going to create a new one. Static void Armstrong. Then what you have to do, we have to first initialize the variables, right? So okay, let me initialize A, then C equal to 0, then one temp variable just for copying our number. Okay, so let me get the input. Okay, so I'm going to mark it like int number. We are getting the input, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the number to temp variable num. So that part is done. While n number greater than 0. Okay, so the condition is number should be greater than 0. So the same condition we have written here also in the Palindrome series, right? So it should be greater than 0. Then what should be the condition? The same conditions only we have to use here also. Okay, so first we have to get the remainder, that is A equal to n mod. Okay, 10, then n equal to n by 10. Okay, so the same calculation only we need to do here also, but there is some changes. Okay, so there also we have used num equal num by 10 and num mode 10, but here in this calculation part there is a change. For palindrome we have to add with the index of that particular digit plus the remainder that we are getting, right? But here what we have to do is what we are going to do is c equal to c plus, so we have initialized c as a 0. Okay, then a into a into a. We need to get mode 10. Okay, so what is the remainder? We have to multiply 3 times, and what is the error here? Okay, it should be num, right? Oh, okay, so that part is done. So what we are doing is we are getting the remainder after dividing by 10, and we are taking the multiplication. Okay, a into a, and after that we are dividing num equal to number by 10. So let me check whether this number is Armstrong or not. For that, what we have to do, we need to compare this c and this temp value, right? If temp equal to c, then system dot out dot print line number is a Armstrong. Okay, so let me call this, and let me explain you how it is working. Enter the number. Let me enter 153. Okay, is a Armstrong number. Okay, let me re-execute it again, and let me enter 320. Okay, it's not printing anything because it's not a Armstrong number. Okay, and if you want to see how this is working, let me print out these values also. Okay, what is the initial values that we are getting? A, A, 'Actually here A we need to print, then C, then no, right? 53. Okay, so here you can see what is the first value of A. So if you give num by 10, first it will give you 3. Okay, so first it will fetch this particular value 3. Okay, then what is the value of a 7? So what is the value of a c is a 27, so that is nothing but 3 into 3 into 3, 3 into 3 9, 9 3 27, right? And what is a number is nothing but num by 10, that is a 15. Okay, then again the next loop we are getting this 5, right? And in the third loop a equal to 1. So that's how we are fetching each character, and we are multiplying each numbers. Okay, each numbers, and we are adding the previous value of c to that particular calculation. Okay, so this I hope this calculation is clear, and it will help you to understand how you are calculating the Armstrong. Okay, so we have completed all the topics, and okay, so just try to do the same thing in your machine, and try to understand the concept, like how all these simple codes are working, because these are the short questions in most of the coding interviews. And even though if you're experienced, or even though if you're a fresher, you will get these kind of questions. Okay, so the majority of interviews you can see these 7 questions, and just try to understand this with any of the programming language. Okay, so you can do this either with Java, Python, C Sharp, or any language, but try to understand the concept, and try to write the same thing with any of the programming language. Okay, so hope this video is useful and clear for you. Please share this video to your friends, please like the video, and please give your valuable comments, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. So thanks for watching the video. Bye.